Everyone's got a take on AI, investors, influencers, even your college roommate who still owes you rent.
AI will change everything.
Everyone's talking about how it's going to change everything. Jobs, schools, art, the economy. This year, Nvidia's stock didn't just rise, it exploded up more than 200%. Microsoft, Amazon, and Meta are spending tens of billions building massive AI data centers. And every startup now calls itself AI powered, even if it's just a basic app with a chatbot stuck on top. The belief is simple: AI is the future. If you're not in, you're out. But here's the catch: most people investing in this wave don't actually understand what they're buying. They can't explain the difference between training and inference, between computing power and actual intelligence. Yet they're pouring money in like it's a sure thing. AI isn't just technology anymore. It's become a story, a promise that sounds too big to question. And that's the paradox. The smarter the machines get, the dumber the money behaves. Everyone invests in AI because no one actually understands it. Nvidia's stock isn't just going up, it's redefining what up even means. The company now controls more than 80% of the global GPU market. Every time a company says, we're investing in AI, what they really mean is we're buying more Nvidia chips. That's the surface game, the gold rush. And like every gold rush before it, the real winners aren't the miners. They're the ones selling the shovels. Big tech got the memo. Microsoft, Amazon, Google, they're building massive AI factories. They buy GPUs by the truckload and rent out computing power like it's digital real estate. They turned scarcity into a subscription. It's called compute as a service. You don't own the mine, you just pay rent to dig. But this gold rush isn't just about companies. It's about people, the investors, influencers, and day traders chasing the same dream. On TikTok, Reddit, Discord, you'll find threads shouting, AI is the next crypto. Everyone wants a piece of the future, even if no one's sure what it costs. We've seen this movie before: crypto, EVs, metaverse. The pattern never changes. Belief first, understanding later, regret somewhere in between. And the irony? It's not even about profit anymore. It's about being early enough to sell the story before the music stops.
Be early or be broke.
That's what happens when markets become echo chambers, everyone shouting the same optimism, hoping someone louder buys next. Investors love it because it feels safe. The story sounds simple, scalable, and smart. At least that's what everyone wants to believe. But when too much money chases the same few companies, the market stops being competitive and starts being crowded. Everyone's betting on the same handful of names: Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta. That's not diversification. That's conviction with a crowd. Analysts call it the new industrial revolution. Maybe they just mean another expensive phase. Because when belief moves faster, then understanding hype becomes the product. And the question isn't whether AI will change the world. It's whether you're investing strategically or just following the crowd with a shiny new shovel. On the surface, AI looks like a hardware story all about chips, servers, and cloud power. But the real disruption isn't in the metal. It's in the minds using it. The next big winners aren't the ones selling GPUs. They're the ones turning intelligence into impact. Some investors already see it. They're not chasing the shovel sellers, they're betting on the builders who might actually find gold. Take Tesla. Behind the headlines about cars is a plan to create a global robo-taxi network, vehicles that drive themselves, earn money while you sleep, and could unlock $8 to $10 trillion in value within a decade. That's not just transportation. That's an entirely new economy built on autonomy and data. In medicine, AI is pairing with genomics and CRISPR to detect cancers in their earliest stages, design drugs faster than ever, and even fix genetic disorders with a single treatment. These breakthroughs aren't AI features. They're revolutions in how we understand life itself. And it's not just medicine or cars. Creative industries are transforming too. AI is writing songs, illustrating stories, generating film scenes, not replacing people, but amplifying them. The next wave of value might come from creators who learn to collaborate with intelligence, not compete against it. Artists who use AI as a brush, not a threat. Students who use it to learn faster, not cheat easier. That's the irony. While most of the market obsesses over who builds the biggest data center, the real transformation is happening quietly in the labs, the classrooms, and the studios where people are using AI to build something new. Smart investors aren't asking who's selling the chips, they're asking who's using them to rewrite the rules. Because the real value of AI isn't in faster machines, it's in the people who learn to use intelligence better than anyone else. Most people talk about AI like it's one single thing, as if you could buy it off a shelf, flip a switch, and boom, intelligence. But underneath the buzzwords, it's really just three parts working together: the algorithm, the compute, and the data. The algorithm is the body it gives AI its structure. Compute is the engine, the horsepower that keeps it running. And data is the fuel. The more you feed it, the further it goes. Sounds simple, right? Except it isn't. Because behind those three parts are two different jobs: training and inference. Training is when the system learns it's slow, expensive, and burns through enough energy to power a small city. Inference is when it uses what it's learned. That's the part you actually see: the chatbot answering your question, the image generator making your meme. Here's the funny part: most investors can't tell the difference between the two. They just hear AI model nod seriously and assume money comes out the other side. But if you don't know which part you're paying for, the learning or the doing, you're not investing in intelligence, you're investing in hope. And hope gets pricey fast. Running one frontier model can cost hundreds of millions a year in chips power and maintenance. Even small AI teams burn cash like jet fuel. The math only works if the money never stops, and that's never how markets work. Then come the human problems: biased data, privacy leaks, copyright lawsuits, algorithms that make decisions no one can explain. The smarter AI gets, the harder it becomes to control. So before anyone says AI will change everything, maybe ask, at what cost and for whom? Because if the technology itself doesn't fully understand what it's doing, why are we so sure the people funding it do? Everyone invests in AI with money, with time, with faith. But few people truly understand what they're investing in. AI has become a mirror reflecting how people behave when faced with something they don't fully grasp. We treat it like a religion, a revolution, and a lottery ticket all at once. The more powerful the technology becomes, the easier it is to confuse belief with understanding. We don't just invest in AI, we invest in the story of AI. The story that it'll fix the economy, save the planet, maybe even save us from ourselves. But progress built on misunderstanding is fragile. If you believe without learning, you're not investing, you're guessing. Think about it. For most people, AI isn't code or chips. It's a chatbot that finishes their sentence, a photo generator that paints their dreams, an algorithm that decides what they see next. We call that using AI, but really it's AI using us, learning from every word click and like to become smarter, faster, and more persuasive. That's what makes this moment different from every tech wave before it. AI isn't just shaping markets, it's shaping minds. It decides what we read, what we watch, even what we believe. And the more we rely on it without understanding it, the more we hand over the one thing we can't afford to lose agency. Every previous revolution changed what we do. This one changes how we think. The industrial age replaced muscle. The internet replaced distance. AI replaces attention, and that's the most valuable resource of all. Because whoever controls attention controls decisions, behavior, and eventually reality itself. So before we chase the next big model or the next AI-powered stock, maybe we should pause and ask, what do we still want humans to do? Should intelligence be defined by speed or by wisdom, by prediction or by purpose? Because understanding isn't just an investment strategy, it's survival. Every market bubble in history has the same pattern. People stop asking questions when the profits look good. The dot-com boom had websites with no users. The crypto boom had coins with no purpose. Now the AI boom has valuations with no clarity. The smartest people in this space aren't the loudest believers. They're the ones quietly asking better questions. What problem does this solve? Who actually benefits? And what happens when the story stops making sense? AI will keep getting smarter. The question is, Will we? Because if intelligence is the ability to learn, then wisdom is the ability to understand what's worth learning. The future won't belong to the smartest systems, but to the people who stay curious, cautious, and deeply human. Progress means nothing if it forgets the people it's meant to serve. If this made you think, subscribe to Econ. Explained where belief meets understanding, and we make sense of the stories driving the economy.